Investors like to assume that they're in control of AI and that their business is replacement proof. The reality is AI will kill your business overnight if you give it one reason to. When a customer searches for your business online, ABC Home Buyers or ABC Home Buyers reviews, Google's Gemini is going to give them an AI analysis right there at the top before all the search results, telling them what to think. This was the results for a national wholesaling outfit yesterday. Reviews for blank indicate significant serious concerns regarding their business practice as a wholesaler. Ouch. Reports suggest the company has backed out of contracts last minute, leaving sellers in difficult situations after failing to find partners to purchase the properties. While BBB accredited, they've been described as unreliable. There's contract issues, wholesaling practice issues, unrealistic offers that are only canceled later, even ends the review with it's recommended to exercise caution, read contracts, and consider, if possible, other options. If you're a consumer and you read that, are you doing business with that company? Are you even calling them? My guess would be probably not. Let's look at the same AI summary 24 hours later today. Blank is BBB accredited and located in blank. They specialize in buying houses for cash in various situations. While they promote a tailored solution for unique, distressed, or quick sale solutions, it's crucial that you verify recent specific testimonials for their current operating standards in your local market. Goes on to say that they're BBB accredited, they buy houses as is, which is ideal for sellers needing speed or avoiding repairs. Their offers are similar to many cash investors, which may be lower than fair market value in exchange for speed. And it recommends that they look for recent reviews and that they compare the offer against traditional real estate agents' market analysis to make sure they're getting a fair price. I don't know about you, but that sounds a lot better. That's much more how I would want my reviews to show up online than the first version. So all that changed between avoid these guys like the plague and hey, check reviews and make sure the offer is fair is one thing. I deleted one Instagram post. So this investor had gone under contract with a seller, couldn't find a buyer, they were wholesaling. They terminated the agreement, but then after the fact, went and recorded an NOI or a memorandum of contract, which clouds title. They said, hey, we have a contract on this house. They can't sell it to anybody else, even though they'd already canceled it. It was a property that we actually bought and it got caught by our bank post close and kind of their like title recap. So we reached out to them and we said, hey, this needs to come off. This was super sketchy, right? We didn't hear anything for 8 or 9 days. We called them again, no update. So we decided, you know what, let's put out a video on who it is, what they did, and the proof, and maybe they'll see it and they'll do the right thing. And I'm happy to say that they did. They did release the NOI. On top of that, I had a pretty decent conversation with the owner of that business yesterday who apologized, kind of a person A not talking to person B, and they're going to improve processes and make sure it doesn't happen again, which I kind of kindly informed them if it were to happen again, I wouldn't take anything down. If you followed me for any length of time, you know I'm not big into cancel culture, and I don't normally call people out by name. I'll normally describe them in a way where you probably are able to figure out who it is. Maybe that's passive aggressive, but I don't know. But the owner called me and was legitimately apologetic. Secondarily, I had been a little creative in kind of some comical digs that I made that hindsight 2020. I was like, that was a little petty on my part. He apologized, owned it. They corrected the mistake. Felt like the grown-up thing to do was A, yeah, give them credit for that, but B, take it down. So what can we learn from this, or what does this tell us as investors and business owners? If we think about it, they currently have over 200 5-star positive reviews on their Better Business Bureau profile. Now, a lot of them are from wholesalers, not end consumers of guys whose deals they've sold. But if we think about this, they had 200 5-star reviews. They had 6 complaints on the Better Business Bureau site. There was one Bigger Pockets thread complaining about them, and then there was my recent video. All that changed between version 1 and version 2 was I took my videos down after they apologized. That's all it took. If we think about this from a Google standpoint, if you had 200 5-star reviews, 5 years ago, and you had 8 negative reviews. Google's going to show your business as a 4.8 or 4.9 starred business, and those are going to be pretty buried. It's not going to be super easy for folks to find. The problem for bad operators or operators who make mistakes is that AI is smarter than the average consumer. So being able to use verbal gymnastics for wholesaling or novations or subject to deals, I think is dying in a hurry. If I just Google, should I sell my house subject to, the AI overview says it can be fast, help you avoid foreclosure, eliminate payments, or sell if you have low equity. However, it's high risk because your name remains on the mortgage, making you responsible if the buyer defaults, damaging your credit. You also have liability of the loan, a due on sale clause, the risk of their default, ineligibility for a new loan, and more. Similarly, if I Google, should I sell my house to a wholesaler? We get, it's best if you need a very fast as is cashed sale for a distressed property. However, you're going to get significantly less than a traditional sale and risk the deal falling through. You have lower price, you have contract risks, you have a lack of representation. Wholesalers are not required to act in your best interest, unlike real estate agents, and that you should really only consider it if your property needs substantial work, you're facing foreclosure, or something you need to liquidate immediately. And it encourages sellers. There's literally tips for sellers that says verify funds, use a reputable closing company, and check local regulations to ensure that wholesalers can operate there without a license. That is significantly more information than the average consumer has ever had. Historically, they'd have to dig through reviews, try and understand, like, what does partner approval mean? Whereas AI is literally just telling them whether or not your business does it. And by the way, if your business does it, they don't view that as a good thing. My hypothesis is that reputation management is going to be a huge business in the upcoming years. Help me, the AI is saying something inaccurate, or the AI is highlighting a mistake that we made. Truth be told, I had zero intentionality of that video I put out having that impact on that company when I released it. But if I decided not to take it down, how long would that feedback have lived there for? How many deals would that have cost them? Would banks want to work with them? Would partners want to work with them? The bar is simply going to get raised. People that suck are going to go out of business, and people that do things the right way are going to really benefit from AI understanding what the business does. The average investor thought that they could swipe a credit card on AI, hit a couple prompts, and it would just make them millions of dollars. The reality, though, is it's killing their companies off one mistake at a time. We all know that real estate is difficult and mistakes happen. Closings get missed, deadlines go longer, things come up during inspections. The reality, though, is you have to have a high level of operational excellence if you want to succeed in this space long term. Secondarily, you need somebody that is involved in this kind of stuff and understands it, or you've got to learn it yourself to ensure that you're controlling the narrative in a way that's favorable for your business. We just do it for our guys in Sold Fast. Now, someone asked me, well, could a bad operator just go make a salacious Facebook post, and is that going to crumble, your AI impression overnight? And I don't think so. The reason that I think that video did as well as it did was it was not only well researched, but I brought all of the facts, copies of documents, proof of who owned the business, proof of who was involved, proof of the mistake that happened. None of it was like hypothetical slander. It was literally, here's the facts. That is hard for somebody to do to you unless you've messed up. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch today's video. My name is Ryan Dossey, and I'm an operator in the real estate space. I co-founded Sold Fast. I co-own Ballpoint Marketing and Call Porter, and I've mentored hundreds of investors in this space. My YouTube's not super consistent. I put stuff out when I feel like it because I'd rather be with my kids or helping my clients. But if you find it helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. I would highly recommend that you turn on the notification bell if you want these kind of updates, because it's not like we post videos 3 times a week.